Good morning, students. Welcome back to online studies. I hope you are doing fine. Today we are going to study the chapter Unit 5, Section C, J, the Jewel of India. So, the unit is themed as Game Changers. So, today we are going to study about one of the game changers of India, that is J.R.D. Tata. Have you heard the name J.R.D. Tata? You must have heard the name of the company. There are many companies in the name of Tata Group, like Tata Steel, Tata Motors, Tata Infotech, Tata Salt, Titan Industries. The watches we love to wear that are of Tata Industries. Tanishq, the beautiful jewelry which we wear, gold jewelry we wear, that is from Tata Group. That's another Tata owned company. So J.R.D. Tata, he was the person who started all these companies, and he is the face behind India's industrial development. So, how many things can you think of that are associated with the name Tata? Now, read about J.R.D. Tata's contribution to modern India. Like modern India, the India which we see today, we owe it to J.R.D. Tata's efforts. It was him who thought about the development, who thought about opening so many industries, who thought about employment, who thought about education, thought about in literally every field of life of a person. He thought that a person should progress, a person should do work. So, lovingly he was called Jewel of India. So, he got the highest civilian award. Two highest civilian awards he got, Padam Vibhushan and Bharat Ratna. He was the first licensed pilot of India. His mother was the first woman in India to drive a car. So he was from such a big family, such a great family. Now, aviator means a pilot. How he became a pilot? In 1930, a tiny puss moth is the name of an aircraft. It was meant for two people only. With a single engine, droned means sounded, flew over the arid means dry, expanse means region of Iraq at about 20 miles an hour. So in Iraq, a puss moth was flying over the dry region of Iraq. The pilot was a young man of 26 who was flying without a radio, without landing aids, without any instruments except for an altimeter, a speedometer and a compass. All these instruments are present in the aircraft already. And there is a radio to talk to the airport authorities also, so that they give you, whenever, if you have seen the movies or if you have seen videos of flying, you must be knowing that the airport authorities keep in touch with you. They keep talking to you over the radio, and they keep telling you about the directions and the speed at which you can land or you can take off. But he did not have a radio in his aircraft. He did not have any landing aids. Aids means help from the airport authorities, without any instruments, any other instrument except these three instruments: the compass, the altimeter and the speedometer. In the distance rose large bluish mountains. Distance means at a very far away distance he could see the large bluish mountains. He pressed forward means move little closer towards the windshield in that little plane to reach beyond the last blue mountain. He tried to see beyond what was beyond that blue mountain. That young man was Jahangir Ratanji Dadabhai Tata. So J.R.D. Tata, Jahangir Ratanji Dadabhai Tata, the epitome of a spirit of adventure, benevolence and compassion. Epitome is the symbol, living example. Benevolence means kindness and compassion means love. So these are the qualities of J.R.D. Tata. He was a living symbol of adventure. He loved adventure. He was kind, and he had lot of love and compassion for the people of his country. J.R.D. Tata, as he was fondly called, fondly means lovingly called, was born in Paris in 1904 to R.D. Tata and his French wife, Suni. So his mother's name was Suni. He was a French woman. As an adolescent, he loved flying. He had grown up in France watching the famous aviator means pilot, Louis Blériot, Early's flight, and had taken a joyride in an aeroplane as a 15-year-old. Joyride means a ride done for enjoyment. So, at the age of 15, he had a joyride with Louis, his famous pilot, Louis Blériot, in his aeroplane. That was the beginning of a lifelong fascination. Fascination means attraction for flying. Now that attracted, that flying experience, that first joyride attracted him towards flying, and he made it a point that he learnt flying, how to fly an aeroplane. In 1929, at the age of 25, J.R.D. became the first Indian to be granted a commercial pilot's license. So he was the first Indian to get a commercial license pilots, of which he said, "No other document has given me greater thrill means excitement, than that little blue and gold certificate." That no other document in my life, no other achievement in my life, कि मैंने 10th भी की, 12th भी किया, उस किसी क्लास का पास सर्टिफिकेट had never given me any greater excitement which this blue and gold certificate of being a pilot gave me. So aviation, flying, being a pilot gave him thrill. It was exciting for him. In 1932, he started an airmail service. Airmail means the transportation of mail, letters through air service, connecting Bombay, Ahmedabad and Karachi. Now, he started an airmail service which transported the letters from in between these three cities. J.R.D. was beginning to see his dream unfold. Unfold means come true, changing into reality, becoming a reality. Now his dream was becoming a reality. Now that was the Pasmoth, the aircraft which J.R.D. Tata was flying in Iraq. In 1932, Tata Aviation Service, now the consultancy, the company which he started was Tata Aviation Service, the forerunner of Air India. Forerunner means something which is started before any other big company, which started, the forerunner means a thing which gives idea for something else to be started. So now Air India was Tata Aviation Service was renamed as Air India to the skies. Now in 1932, J.R.D. Tata started this aviation service, and first flight in the history of Indian aviation lifted off from Drig Road in Karachi with J.R.D. at the controls of a Pasmoth. J.R.D. nurtured his airline up to 1953. Nurtured means took care, very well established and took very good care of the company. His airline up to 1953, when the government of Jawaharlal Nehru nationalized Air India. Then government of Jawaharlal Nehru took over that company and he nationalized Indian. He made it public. It no longer remain a private company. It became a public sector company. It came under government's control. It was a decision which saddened him. It made him saddened because it was his first company. तो जो first हमारा जो कोई भी काम होता है, जो first company जब हम खोलते हैं, तो it is like a child to us. So he was not happy to give away that company to him. Nevertheless, Still he thought, okay, it's okay. He continued as a very dedicated chairman to the company. He still remained the chairman of the company and dedicatedly continued to work. Air India was never just a job for him. It was labor of love. He personally supervised every aspect of airline. Under his stewardship means leadership, guidance, Air India became an award-winning world-class carrier. Carrier means the company which carries people and things from one place to other. His guiding principle and work ethic means the manner and the attitude towards your work, was always aim at perfection. For only then will you achieve excellence. So his motto was, his principle in life was to go for perfection, and with perfection excellence will come. JRD believed that trifles make perfection. Trifles means small things. If you pay attention towards small things, but perfection was not trifle. So JRD believed that trifles make perfection and perfection was not trifle. Perfection choti cheez nahi hai. It's not a small thing. It's a very big thing. And perfection comes from trifles. So trifles means small, paying attention towards small things. So JRD renamed Tata Aviation Service as Air India in 1946. Nation builder. Now he was a nation builder. He opened many other companies for the betterment of the people of his nation. JRD had a deep sense of national interest. He was grieved. Grieve means felt sad by the poverty he saw around him, and concluded that country's progress lay in controlling its population and in ensuring its people were educated. He fervently believed that India had a great intellectual talent. So fervently means staunchly, strictly, sincerely believed that India had a very great intellectual power, because India is one of the countries where most of the population is between 30 to 50. तो 30 to 50 एज के लोगों के बीच में बहुत सारा इंटेलेक्ट होता है, बहुत सारी एनर्जी होती है. तो द ओनली वे we can rise, we can develop is by controlling our population and by educating our people. Nation building wasn't mere rhetoric for him. Rhetoric means just a loud and empty talk कि बस बात करो और कुछ करो मत, एक्शन मत लो, सिर्फ बात ही करो. The way most of the people do nowadays, कि they only talk and talk, but they don't take actions. He proved his genuineness. Genuineness means authenticity. Really, he wanted to do work. He wanted to do something for the people of India by transferring his personal wealth to the JRD Tata Trust. Now, his personal wealth. He was a very rich man. He had so much of money. So he transferred his personal money into Tata Trust. That he set up in 1944, and that trust was set up in 1944 to aid means help, education and other institutions. A few years later, he sold a part of his share in one of Tata companies and an apartment in Bombay. तो एक बड़ा सा अपार्टमेंट बॉम्बे में उन्होंने बेचा और सेल किया और अपने शेयर्स भी बेच दिए टाटा कंपनी के. And why did he do that? He used this money to establish the JRD and Thelma Tata Trust, which still works to improve the lot. Lot means conditions of India's disadvantaged women. So this trust works for disadvantaged women, like the women who are not who are thrown out of their houses due to some reasons like dowry or like nowadays we see a lot of acid victim cases. So these or in earlier days, widows were also not allowed to stay in their houses. So women like these, those who are not so privileged to have good education, and they do not have any other source of income, and their families have left them. So women like these, they needed help, they needed care. So for these women, he set up this JRD and Thelma Tata Trust, and for to work to do so that this trust could work continuously, he transferred his money, he sold his shares, and he sold his apartment. Other institutions like the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, the Tata Memorial Hospital, it works for cancer patients. This hospital, the Tata Memorial Hospital, it is one of the Asia's, it is in Bombay, it's in Mumbai, it's Asia's biggest cancer hospital ever. The Tata Institute of Social Sciences, the National Institute of Advanced Studies, and the National Center for Performing Arts. Each an example of excellence in the field. Were projects that would not have come to fruition without fruition means successful result as he had planned them to give, without JRD's steadfast support. Steadfast means continuous, unrelenting, undying support, right? So he opened so many companies, unwavering support. So many companies and so many institutions he opened to help people, to help children, to help women, so that they can stand on their own feet and they can bring fame to the country. The intellectual power of country can be utilized in the optimum manner. So that's all for today. We will continue reading in this chapter in the next video. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.